Thank you for joining us for the webinar series on Google's Be Internet Awesome. This program, as you all know by now, is aimed at empowering teachers like you, students and parents while navigating the online world safely. This program was launched early this year and has received tremendous positive feedback as it goes along changing the way our young children are interacting online. I am humbled and proud to introduce today's host and mentor, Ms. 𝗕𝗲 𝗜𝗲𝗁𝗲. She is the CEO founder of Mahattattva, which is an educational transformational company. Dear teachers and educators alike who are here today, even though she needs no introduction, it is an absolute honor to speak about her journey. She's a thought leader in technology integration and strategy for the last more than 2 decades, if I may say so. Ms. 𝗕𝗲 𝗜𝗲𝗁𝗲 wears many hats. An educator at heart, her journey included being the leader for ICT at the British School, the head ICT initiatives at Learn Today, which is the India Today group. She is also a BET Asia Leadership Awardee. At present, she is immersed in working with Google India on many CBSE and NCERT projects which aim at empowering teachers like you. Thank you for joining, dear educators, and thank you, ma'am. Over to you, ma'am.
Thank you so much, Pramukda. For me, it has been a very, very satisfying journey, Pramukda, like you said, to be associated with schools. Pramukda and I have just come back from Guwahati, and the response there has been overwhelming. We were welcomed by schools, principals, teachers, to come into their schools and conduct this session, which has been designed by Google and is the, I would say, absolutely thought-inspiring program wherein we are empowering teachers and students alike. So we will have this webinar. It is a one-way webinar, but we are looking at and actually implementing this in different formats. We are doing this webinar, which is for 1 hour, and I will be primarily showing you the resources. This is a part of a 2-day webinar. And we are also doing follow-up sessions right after the webinar. So everybody who is registered and is here on YouTube will be able to join the follow-ups as well. And the follow-ups are on Google Meet. So you can unmute yourselves and you can speak to us about your questions, about your queries, about how to implement this program in your school. We are also doing office hours from 5 to 6 p.m. on from Monday to Friday, and the last format, which is absolutely face-to-face, is that we are going into schools in different cities and conducting this physically. So our next trip, which is coming up, is Agra on the 2nd of September, and we are also going to be in Jammu in September. So we are looking forward to people, whoever is near these cities, and we will be publishing all this in our social media handles. So if you are following Mahattattva, you will know which school, what time are we doing these sessions in, and you are more than welcome to come into the session. So I will start presenting my screen. If Pramukda and Kajal can help me with that. Thank you so much. Okay, so thank you, Pramukda and Kajal, and I now start the description of this program with you. As you will see, in the 2 days that I meet you and I tell you about this program called Be Internet Awesome. This is a Google and CBSE certified program. So if you do this program, you and your students will get certified for it. And it is something which is, the call of the hour, you could say, wherein everybody is actually looking for resources as to how to make the children safe when they are online. So this program actually is the answer for you. And what we have done is we have created a complete support system for you to be able to take this further. So there is a support team. The support team is with you. The support team will be at the at a call's notice for you. So there is a phone number, there is an email, there are support groups on Google Groups, WhatsApp. We are also doing Telegram. So you can reach out to us in the many ways that I'm going to show you. So incidentally, I will be talking about this entire support system and the way this program is done before we actually look at the curriculum. So today we will look at the support system. We will look at the website that we have created for you for this entire journey. And also we will be looking at the units of this curriculum. On the day 2, we will be looking at the curriculum unit by unit so that you get ideas as to how to execute this program. So this is your support team. So that's me. There is Manu, who is working on the YouTube channel right now and answering to all your questions. You just met Pramugda. She is the General Manager Academics, and somebody I can really rely on for reaching out to people. And both of them, Manu and Pramugda, are doing a fantastic job. You also have Ashima J.Rath will. So these people you will meet batch wise when you come to the follow up sessions, because we want the follow up sessions to be one to one. So you will see them in the various meet links that have been shared with you, so that all that you want to know about implementation are your these are your ready to go to guides. So Ashima is an ex principal and will be there in the sessions. There is Sonali. Sonali is again a Google trainer, has been working with me. Ashima and Manu, Ashima, Sonali, all of them in the various government projects that we do for Google. We have Kajal. Kajal is the entire fulcrum behind the initiative, very good with her administrative skills. So she is there in one of the groups. And finally, we have Pooja, and she's the person you will be getting in touch with for your certification. So as soon as your program is done and you actually go ahead and submit your application that your your project is done in your school, and it's an ongoing thing which you can use throughout the year. It is just not for this event that we are doing or this engagement that we are doing for Google and CBSE, but it's there through and through. So Pooja is the person who's looking at the complete data handling for this. So once your work is done, your project is done, she will be sending you the certificates, and for you and for your students. So what is this entire program about, and how does the certification happen? So we have been getting these requests from people who say, I have watched both the webinars, you have taken my attendance, now please give my certification. Now this certification does not work like that. This certification actually is designed in such a way that you will attend these 2 webinars, that is the one that we are doing today and the one that is post this. So 2 days webinars, you will be watching them, observing them, and you will also be given a link. So all the people who fill up the feedback form by the end of the session today, so even at the webinar, the attendance is not done right at the beginning. We will be giving you the attendance link later towards the end of the session today. So please don't ask questions regarding that on the YouTube chat. So you have to attend these 2 webinars and you have to attend 1 Q&A session for asking your query. So that Q&A session is also optional. But if you want to know, what is the correct way of doing it and you still have queries, you can go ahead and attend those sessions. Then you have to read the resources that have been given to you, and I'm going to show you in the next slide how to get on to the website and what does the website contain. All the resources which are there in the official Be Internet Awesome website, we have curated it for you and put it in a Google site so that you can have an easy access to it. After you've done that, you need to assess your students. We are looking at a minimum of 40 students. Here I've written 100. If you can do 2 classes, that is good enough. But we are looking at a minimum of a class size, that is 40 to 45 children in a class. You can do those number of children. And this is not about an ICT teacher. This is not about how only the computer teachers can do it. Every teacher, whether you are a Hindi teacher, you are a maths teacher, you can do this program and you can train 1 class of students, that is 40 to 45 students, to be able to get certified for this program. Once you have implemented this in your class, you have to make a small video of 2 minutes. You can also send us PowerPoint presentations. You can send us about 8 to 10 photographs, which will give us evidence that you have done this program in your school. After you have done that, you have to fill in the Google form, which I'm going to show you, and that will be the requirement for your certification. So I'm going to show you the various support systems that are available in the the forum, the entire program that we're doing. There is a website, there is a Google site, and I'm going to take you there in a bit. We are absolutely vigilant about this ID. So there is an email called biasupport. BIA stands for Be Internet Awesome. So it's the biasupport@mahattattva.in. So you can send us an email if you have a query. There are office hours from 5 to 6 every evening, Monday to Friday. So you can come on to the Meet, that link which has been provided to you, and we will be able to help you with this. There is a Google group that is available for you. So all those people who register will get a Google group link, and those of you who have already sent in the registration would have got this invite. So you can check your email with which you registered. There is a Telegram group, so you can go on to that, and there is a YouTube playlist as well. So all the 2-day webinars which have happened so far are there in this YouTube link, and I will request Manu to put that into the YouTube chat, and you can access the videos from that YouTube playlist and see whatever is required and whatever is necessary for you to be able to implement this program in your school. So I'm going to take you to the website. Manu, if you can share the website link, and I'm going to wait for a minute or two till you all can access the website and come on to it. So this is the website, and it will be really nice if you can see me doing this, scrolling down, and you can go on to the website link yourself. It will be nice for you to actually get prepped as to what all is there on the website. So there are facilitators for that. On the facilitators page, we have the YouTube channel for Mahattattva, so you can go on to that. So if I click on this, you will see, you can go on to the playlist, and you will see that these are the people, the BIA ambassadors, who are sending us the submissions. So if you want to have a look at the various videos that people are sending us for as evidence, some of them have been put here. And here is the playlist. So if you click on this, you will be able to see the two day videos. So day 1, day 2, day 1, day 2, you will be able to see these on the playlist which Manu has just shared with you. So you have to just go on Mahattattva, and in Mahattattva go to playlist, and these playlists, which are the webinars that you're watching just now. So the two webinars are there, and the exemplars that if you want to see, how are the evidences being shared with us, you can go on to the BIA ambassadors. That is what you are going to be called once this is once you are certified. So the YouTube link is there. You can also join the Google groups for trainings. So this link here, or joining the Google group, is not only for this training, but the lots of trainings that we keep doing for Google certification. So you can join this and get notified on all the information that you require. And on the Facebook, we are following this up by celebrating you and your children and their videos. So if I go on to the Mahattattva group, this is a group, Google's Connect is the Mahattattva group, and you see that we are sharing all the people's achievements on our group. So we have the Mahattattva group and the Mahattattva's Google Connect. So if I go on to Mahattattva, you will be able to see all the information and the celebration of all the people who have done this. So these are the names which are coming up today, people. And there is also a pledge which was done by the Army School in Basista, Guwahati. So that pledge is also here as a evidence of the session that we did with them. So all of this is celebration of not only your effort, but also your school, from where you belong to, the city where you come from. It is actually the entire nation coming together and celebrating the achievements of one person who lives in Nagpur, another person who lives in Gurgaon, so lots of Gurgaon here, somebody who's sending in an application from Haldwani, somebody who's sending from their application from Guwahati. So somebody who's going, you've not even heard the names of the cities, and these people are all coming together to get our children informed about this entire program. So lovely efforts by the teachers and getting together to get our children empowered on this cyber security. So this is just give me 1 minute, please. Sorry about that. So I am going back to the website. So here we have about the facilitator. So you will have information about us. There is a schedule. So in the schedule, there is a Google Calendar. So you can look at where we are, what are we doing at any point in time, and all that which is slated for you. So today you are attending the BIA webinar day 1, and at 5 o'clock is the office hour if you want to attend, and the link I will show you where that is in a bit. So the Google Calendar with all the dates is here. So in case you have missed any one of the webinars, so you have to attend 2, but if you miss one, you can go on and see some other day where the day 2 is happening, or you can go to the playlist and you can see the video there. So both are possible. So the schedule is there for you to see as well. We believe in anywhere, anytime sort of a learning. So if you are busy on say day 2 and you can't attend maybe the beginning of the session, you can go and see the playlist. Go into the playlist, say see day 2, and you will be able to catch up with whatever is required. So resources is a very important tab here. So if you see here, the first thing that you will notice is that we are giving you access to the official website of Be Internet Awesome. So this is where all the resources of Be Internet Awesome are kept. So you can click on this and it straight away takes you from that. But what we have done is on this page, we have taken out things from the website so that the things which are relevant to you for the program are here. But if you want to visit the website for more things, you can go there. The second here is the complete curriculum. So there is a 139 page curriculum which is very beautifully written and executed by Google 𝗕𝗲 𝗬𝗫 and the Net Safety Collaborative. These are all organizations, and some of you must have heard of ISTE. ISTE is the Society for Technology in Education. So there is a stamp on this entire document to say that this is aligned with the ISTE standards. So ISTE standards are really upheld by everybody globally. So the fact that ISTE is saying that this is up to our standards and it matches the standards that we have incorporated for technology integration, this is good to go for that. So this curriculum has the ISTE stamp. So you can go and you can have a look at that. This curriculum we will be looking at very closely on day 2. I will skim through this curriculum along with you so that you can get acquainted with the curriculum. So when you go down, so this curriculum here which I showed you has all the 5 units. There are 5 units to this curriculum, so they're all there. But as we go down, you will be able to see that we have now split the entire thing for you. So if you want to do this unit by unit, you can also do that. So you can go and click on this and you will be able to access only unit 1. So if you want to do this unit by unit, so you can do that as well. So this is unit 1. Then what Slide Deck has done, Slide Deck is a add-on, and I will be talking about Slide Deck in a bit, and I'll show you how you can get it onto your Google Slides. They have created all the resources for you to implement. So if you have technology integration, you have monitors and projectors, all of that internet in your school, then you can use this complete resource material which is available for you. But if you are living in a city where internet or the computers in the classrooms is not a possibility, don't get waylaid by the fact that I don't have internet, now what do I do? Have a look at these on your phone or on your own ICT room computers. Have a look at this, create your own notes and implement it with the children. You don't have to show these, but you can get ideas from here. So when you click on this, you will see you can click on any one of these. So it shows me that this is a resource that I can use. Now here it says that there is lesson 1 which has been created for me. But how do I use it? I have to click on use content. So I click on use content and it will prompt me to say that you can create a copy of this Google slide. So I click on make a copy. And it's doing something, it's thinking right now. So it will create a copy for me and I will be able to work on that. So you can see here, the Google slide has become interactive now, and I can use this on the computer lab or on the school screen if I want, and I can get the children to actually work with me on this. Now, before you can actually do this, you will need an add-on. So how do you get an add-on? So first of all, when you are on Chrome, like I am on a blank Chrome page right now, you have to make sure that you are logged into Google. So here you can see I have logged into my Mahattattva account. Now this Mahattattva account is actually a Google account. So my company's an entire mailing system, our work, everything is on Google. So Mahattattva.in is on the education domain. So you can check that. Once you are logged in, you will see that there are these 9 dots. I know there will be some people here who already know about Google, so pardon me, but we want all our friends who are watching to know about Google Slides so that they can use the resources which have been given online here. So you will see these 9 dots. This is called the Google Apps grid. So when I click on it, I will be able to see slides. So this is the resource tool that we are using for all the decks which are already created for us. So you see here, this is there, and I can see the copy which has been created for me. And when you open this slide presentation, it opens up like this. So this is what Google Slides look like. And if you have been using PowerPoint presentation, this is exactly the same, but it is more helpful because it is online, it is on the cloud, it can be accessed from any device, and you don't need to carry your laptop anywhere. You just have to log into your Google account and open it up from here. Now, how do you get Pear Deck? Now, Pear Deck is there because all these things have been made interactive, and Pear Deck as an add-on needs to be got here. So you see here on this tab here, it says add-on. So you have to click on it and say get add-on. When you click on get add-on, it takes you to the Google Marketplace where you can, for free, you can get all these add-ons onto your Google Slides. So here you will go and you will write Pear Deck. Mine is already visible because of the demonstrations that I've been doing. So it's here. There it is. So you click on this. It has found it for you. And where it says uninstall, it will say install for you. For me, it says uninstall because I already have this. So you will click on install. Once you have installed it, it will appear here. So it will appear here as an add-on with your Google slide. You just say open Pear Deck add-on, and on the right hand side, it will open up. Now, what are the things that you need to remember? The add-on will come here. You can start the lesson and you can get the children on. They will get a code and they will be able to come here and they'll be able to interact with your lesson if you're doing a live lesson in the class and if you have technology in your school. Now, what you have to remember in this is that the Gmail ID that you are using for your Google Deck should be the same one which you are opening up Pear Deck with. So they need to sync with each other. So once they sync with each other, you can just straight away start the lesson and this lesson starts operating and the children start interacting. So that's the only thing that you need to remember. And the Pear Deck add-on is the easiest thing to do. Get add-on, write Pear Deck, and it comes on to your Google Slides and you can operate from there. So this was about the resource Pear Deck. So I'm going back to the resource here. So this was that. And then you have another resource which is called the vocabulary. Now this is also built for you. The vocabulary that you're using in the session, they are here. So you will, this is the first unit, share with care. So I will click on use content again. It'll ask me to sign in if you are not already signed in. And it opens up the interactive game, the vocabulary game for you. So that is opening up right now. And this is a game which you can play with your children. And you can do this with just one monitor, or you can do it with just the projector in the ICT room or in a hall which you have. or you can do it even with making flashcards and giving it to children for writing the definitions, and you can do it physically as well. But these are ideas. These are all ideas. So if you have the internet and technology hardware in the school, use that. If you don't, these are ideas that you can use your children with. So you see here, the terms are written and the answers are written here. So definitions are written there. So these are all editable. You can edit these and you can put your own as well. But for you, these are already created. So you can, for unit 1, you can completely use this to test your children. So if you click on Play Flashcard Factory, the game opens up. So the entire, the children will come up. So they will come, they will join this using this code. They will clock in. And your children, whoever comes in, are divided into 2 shifts, the night shift and the day shift and the night shift. And once these children come up, they are, this is a virtual group game. So you can see the children, you can shuffle the teams if you want, and you click on Let's Play. Now, when the Let's Play comes up, the children will be given these various, flashcards to make. So once you get these flashcards, children will be writing the definition and they will be releasing them here. So once they say finish, it will just come here and it will come as a flashcard, and you will go on control, and this is where you will be able to see it. So you will be able to see the flashcard and you can say whether this is wrong or it is right. If it is right, it goes into shipping. Okay, and you will be able to see the day shift and the night shift. So this is something like gamification, but at the same time it's assessment, and because you are looking at what the children are learning in the lesson, and it's already created for you unit wise. So this is again gamification of your learning for the children, and the resources are all there. I'm moving on to the next resource, which is again gamification, and this is a game. So there is no login required by the children. They just go, they have done unit 1, they just go here and they play this game. And this game is completely problem solving. There will be scenarios for the children. So you will know that when you have finished unit 1 and the children have done this, you will know that the children have learned. So these are little ways of assessment. We are not asking you for any formal assessment. You are the teacher. You know what is best for your children. So you can just go on this and get them to play these. Like I said, no login required, but once the children have done the problem solving here, a certificate comes up and the children write their names and this can be printed. So they are looking at awards as well right after the game is done. So this is another resource for you. So you will see for all the 4 units, the link to the PDF for the unit, the interactive slide deck with your peer deck. You also have the vocabulary and you have the interlinked game. So this is there on for all the 4 units. The 5th unit doesn't have the interlinked game. It has all the other things, but it doesn't have the interlinked game. So you can use that time to maybe get them to do a discussion or do a role play or whatever that you want to do for them to understand and to assimilate the fact that they have understood all the 5 units. There is also the pledge which is there, and this is the one I showed you just now, where Army School Basista children, all 250 of them were doing this pledge, and we were there, and it was really hot and sultry, but the children were really enthusiastic about doing this pledge, and we have recorded that for you all to see. So the pledge is here as well. So if you want to do the pledge after these units are done in your school, you can use this resource. Then I'm coming on to assessment. In the assessment here, you will see that we have also given you Google Forms for creating assessment for your children. Now, you have the gamification, you have vocabulary assessment, you have these. It is up to you how you want to assess your children, because you have to assess 40 children in your class, and you have to do it before the 15th of September, right? So you assess your children and you get them to work on these assessments. So how do these assessments work? So if I open any one of this, again, it asks me to make a copy. So when I click on make a copy, it will create a Google form for me. This Google form here is again completely editable. It becomes your Google form in your own drive. So you can edit this. There are 10 questions. And once this is, you have decided, yeah, this is the one that I want to send to my children, you just click on this send button. And here you can click, you can either write their emails and send it to them, or if you think that you need to send it to the children's parents so they get online and do it on their father's or their mother's mobile phones, you just click on this link here, shorten this link, and you copy it, and you can share this link with your community, and the children will be writing their names and with their class and section, and you will know which are the children who have done the assessment. So these assessments are also there, made for you, and all of them will create a copy and you will be able to do those. Your submission form is here. So you see the student training completion form is here. So you, once you have done a session with the children, you have completed all of this, you have to come here and you have to fill up this form with the evidence. So how do you do it? So you write your email, you write your complete name like you would like it on the certificate. You have to write the name of the school, the city, your COE. I do notice that some of you are from Doha, and some of you are attending from UAE, Dubai, and all of that. So you can write other, choose other for that. You can also, you will have to write your contact number, your personal ID, just in case we think the video or the evidence that you have sent us needs some more work. We need to get in touch with you. This data absolutely is completely protected and is with us and will not be used for anything else. You have to, if you have your CBSE ID, you have to put in there. These three things at the bottom are important. So the first thing is your evidence. So what is your evidence of actually training the children? So you have to train a minimum of 40 children. Then you have to create a video, a PowerPoint presentation, or you can take pictures, about 10 pictures, 10 images, and you have to upload them here. So you add a file and upload it. So when you click on add a file, it will ask you from where. So you say browse from my device, or if you have it saved in your drive, you can save it from, upload it from the drive. Then you have to add the list of the students that you have trained. Now, these students, like I said, can be 40 students in your own class. But if you are a star teacher and you want to actually empower more students, you can do more than 40 as well. So how do you give that evidence to it? There is a template that we have put for you. So you can open up the template, make a copy again, and you will see that you have to write your name, your school name, your COE, and your state, city and state, and you have to write the student name as you would like it on the certificate. So once that is done and your class is written, Pooja at Mahattattva will be creating all of these and sending it to you on your registered email ID. So be very careful when you're registering and when you're putting up this form for us, which email ID you are giving us, because that's the email ID that we will be using to send all these certificates to you. And finally, we are requesting you and asking for permission to share your photograph on social media so we can celebrate your accomplishment as well. So you will have to send us your photograph, and then you click on submit, and we are done with this. Now, once you are done with the submission, you are good to go. and we will send the certificates to you and your children. The final tab here is the FAQs and the help desk. These are so you see here, this is updated and it says 40 to 45 students. So you will be giving us, so the entire flow is here for you to see while you are doing this. So all the prerequisites are here, but if you think that you need more help, these are your certificates. If you think you have any more questions, there are some FAQs that we have put in, and those FAQs can be, you can just click on these arrows and the answers are there. Whatever you want for these answers, for these questions. There is also a help desk, which is the email ID I spoke to you about, biasupport work for you. There is also a ticketing help desk, and we are following this up. So by 24 hours, within 24 hours, you get your reply. But we are also observing that people are misusing this and just writing hello and submitting the form. Please be assured that there is a person who is looking at this, and you can do your hellos in the other sessions that we have. We do not need to digress from the seriousness of this form. So if you have a problem, please do write in. We will be addressing your queries. And at the bottom here, the last link here is the Google Meet, which is operational from 5 to 6 p.m. Monday to Friday. So if you click on this, you will be able to join in. And it's asking me for my password because I haven't used this in a long time. You can go in and there will be somebody sitting for you to answer your questions. So this is like a Google Meet where you can unmute yourself and you can speak to the mentor who's there assigned for you. So this is 5 to 6, Monday to Friday. So these are the various things that you have access to in the program. I have spoken to you about Pear Deck, and now we have about 15 minutes, and I'm going to speak to you about the content. Now, this content that I'm talking to you about is and will be dealt with more refined examples when we go on day 2, and I will be going with the booklet along with you, going through it. So when you come to the next session, please make sure that you have access to the PDF. While I'm talking, it will be good for you to see what these things are. So there are 5 keywords which really come through very strongly in the program. The first one is smart. How do you get the children to understand that their digital footprint has lasting consequences? So first unit looks at the children being smart. So share with care is the first unit, and there are lots and lots of activities for you to do with them so that they understand the concept. Then we have alert. So how do you stay alert and don't get fooled by phishing or all these scams which are online, and how do you make sure that your children understand what these red flags are? Then is strong. Here we are talking about you being strong and your password being strong, so that your information that you have is safeguarded. And how do you ensure that you keep it that way? Now, children are very innocent, and we've had these conversations with children where we've gone into schools or where we've done virtual sessions where children talk about, it's okay to share my password with my best friend, because my best friend is someone who is like really, really close to me. So talking about relationships, talking about how, you can get from that phase of friendship and best friendship to not so great a friendship. So this entire program is actually incorporates SEL as well, so social emotional learning, and there are lots of things here where it talks about empathy, it talks about kindness, it talks about how in real life IRL, if you can see that on the screen, how is it important to have that that rule, whether you are online or offline. So how are you? So the second word is alert, strong, and then finally we have kind and brave. So how can you be empathetic, and how can you stop bullying that is happening around you or towards you? So there could be a child who is getting bullied online. So how do you stay brave? So the entire 5 units talks about this responsible adult that you can go to. So you have to get the children to understand that no matter what, there is this somebody in your home. So your mom, your dad, your teachers, your elder brother, people who are responsible and are there for you to reach out to. So in Guwahati, when we were doing this session, there was a teacher who did this sharing, and she said, I have a child who's in class 11, and he thinks that he can share with the entire world, but his own phone, I can't even call up somebody from that phone because it's so strongly password protected, and he doesn't share anything with me. So for the children to understand that the whole world is there, of course your friends are there, your circle is there, your community is there, but you need to understand that your mother or your teacher has your goodwill involved. So a teacher or a mother is somebody who will always look at your goodwill first and you being safe than anybody else who is out there in the cyberspace. So getting the children to understand that doesn't take much. Children are receptive to all of this, but they don't know. So when you start having these discussions in the classroom, you will see that these scenarios that we talk about will soon get left behind, because you will see that they will have their own examples and their own stories and their own experiences to share. And I always tell the people that I work with for this program that yes, there are lots and lots of scenarios and case studies in this 139 pager. You can use them as a start, but the minute you see that the children have started talking, you know what, my mother also had this, she got a message on the phone and then suddenly 20,000 went away when she clicked on a link, her data went away, and my father also had something like this. And while we were talking about this, somebody shared with us that the phone had this message where it says your premium is up for your insurance, and you fill this up and maybe 2 lakhs went away, because entire thing was so authentic and everything was so believable that the person just went ahead and did the renewal of the premium without realizing that it was not the official call from the person. So very quickly, I'll take you through the modules. So the first one is Be Internet Smart, Share with Care. And here, like I said, we will be looking at how do you get the children to understand that your digital footprint is what others will see you as. Now, if you are a person who is putting positive comments on Twitter, on Facebook, or wherever that you are, when somebody writes your name or searches for you, all this information which is public gets aggregated, and your image, your cyber image or your online image is actually a collective product of all of that. So do you want your image to be positive or do you want it to be negative? So getting them to understand that what they put online, they should put it very thoughtfully, because everything counts. So get them to understand that is about Share with Care. There are goals which are defined, and I'll be showing you on day 2 how this entire thing, the entire lesson flows. Make sure that these goals are set for the children, and you share these goals with them, because it's nice for them to know what are they learning about. What are the things that they should know by the end of the session that you're doing for them. It's always nicer for them to be absolutely going towards and knowing what they're going towards when they are doing these sessions. So the goals are there, and there are lots of activities. We will be seeing these activities in the book as well. So when you talk to them about how people project themselves and they're not really what they are. So if you see the image 1A, you will see that there's a pirate ship and it looks as if this boat is in the sea, but actually it's just a bathtub, and the person is a boy is with a duck is looking at it. So in the second screen, you will see that there is a tiger, and that is how it is projected online, but actually it's a tiger behind the glass pane, and the girl actually is not near the tiger, right? So after every session, you can do a takeaway session with the children and get them to reflect. The module 2 is about be internet alert, don't fall for fake. And again, here it talks about, like I said, phishing. Don't get too worried that I'm covering these units very quickly. This is just for you to know what are these themes. Like I said, on day 2, we will be looking at all of these again. So what are the goals for this unit? How do you get the children to be partners in those goals so that they understand and they work with you? There are on page 61, we'll see this tomorrow. There is a worksheet which you can do with them. And here it talks about, how, if you remember a few years back, the ICICI Bank had this big scam where ICICI, one of the I's was a 1, and people just clicked on it, and the whole complete website was absolutely exactly the same as the original website, and there were people who put in their username and passwords, and those were stolen away. So how do you look for intricate things on a website, something like a URL, which most of us don't? We don't check that if we are going on the banking site, it has to be HTTPS, where S stands for the secure site. So there are locks which are there on the right hand side. So these are small things that we need to tell the children. And like I said before, that it is not the responsibility of the computer teacher or the ICT teacher or the technology integration teacher to tell these things to the students. In today's world, with the 3 years of the pandemic and the schools going online, everyone, each one of us, including the parents, the teachers, the students, everyone in the learning community needs to know these things. So very beautifully, this has been set up. There is a module for be internet strong, and this, like I always say, is one of the favorite ones of the children, where they create strong passwords. So there is a handout which you can give to them on page 78 about the do's and the don'ts of creating a password. So these students create these passwords, and they give it to each other for constructive feedback, and they try to guess how this password was created. So this is something which the children enjoy doing. And in 4, this is where the social emotional learning bit comes in, wherein you're talking about empathy, you're talking about kindness, you're talking about, there are lovely games here about the the kindness gram that you can get the children to do. And you will observe that in most of the activities, it goes from a physical interaction with the children, getting them to actually do some activity which is tangible in front of them, and then it goes on to the virtual world. So you see how that is completely orchestrated in the curriculum that is already there for you. You just have to look at these activities and implement it. and that is something which you can do easily. I'm sure you are brilliant teachers, and a curriculum like this where all the activities and everything has been designed for you, you can implement this. So this is page number 99, where it talks about ways to show kindness. So there are scenarios. The children will need to think on that, and one way I can show kindness is another way. So it tells the children to think of one way of kindness and then think of another way as to how they can show their kindness. So this is something that you can use from the curriculum. Here it talks about being from negative to nice. So do you want, it talks about how the internet catches up everything so quickly. So do you want to do something negative so that negative spreads quickly, or do you want to do something positive so that positivity spreads quickly? Because with technology, it will spread, and it will spread quickly. So how are those decisions made from the children? And finally, how do you get the responsible adult involved, and how you are not a weak person if you're asking people for help. So bravery is about taking risks to help people and to reach out for help. So these are the 5 units that we will be doing, and we will be talking about in the session that we have on day 2. And I'm sure you will have access to the website. I'm sure the girls have put the website onto the YouTube link that we are talking about. What I'm also going to do is I'm going to give you a deck where you can go on and you can start this with your children straight away. So if Kajal or Pramukda, Manu, whoever is listening right now, I have this link which I have put in the stream. So if you can click on that, take that link and share it with the audience today. So this is a link to the deck which they can use. It's ready made with the activities. You just have to take the curriculum and use it with your children. So if you need a ready-made deck, we are willing to give you that as well. You just have to make sure that the children are empowered, and that's the major aim for us, that every child starting from class 1 to class 12 who is accessing the internet in school on their parents' mobile are aware that what to do when they are faced with a situation online. That's the main idea, to get these children empowered. So we are going to strive and work at these resources for you, and we will accumulate all these on the Telegram group, the Google groups, and the WhatsApp groups that we have created for you all. So make sure that you have filled in your feedback form so that we have your credentials, we have your contact details, and all these resources will be sent to you. Thank you so much for joining today, and I look forward to working with you on day 2. But do make sure that you have the soft copy of the curriculum when we meet next time. Then you can sit and you can mark the pages for the activities that can be done in the classroom. Thank you so much for joining once again. Bye-bye.